I'm Shahada and I'm a sophomore in high school. Today we'll be learning about angles. Hopefully by the end you'll be able to use angle vocabulary, know some facts about angles, and recognize the type of angle based off its measure. So what are angles? Angles measure the amount of space or turn between two lines called rays and are connected at a single point called a vertex. Angles are measured in degrees, but what are degrees exactly? Degrees are a unit of measure, like how inches or centimeters are used to measure length. You can show degrees by using the sign, which is like a tiny zero hovering next to the actual number. Angles can be measured between 0 to 360 degrees. In the case that an angle is 360 degrees, then it's considered a revolution or a full turn. Earlier I mentioned rays, but you may be wondering what a ray is. A ray is a line with one endpoint and continues in one direction forever. Like anything else, rays and angles need names too. A ray uses its endpoint in any point on the line in its name. For example, this ray would be called ray OB. Since an angle is made up of two rays, we use one point on the first ray, then the endpoint or vertex for both rays, and then the second point on the second ray. So here this angle would be called angle AOB or angle BOA. To show that this is an angle and not any other shape or figure, we use an angle sign, which looks a lot like a less than sign. There are 4 types of angles that you'll see most often, and we will be talking about them today. Of course, there are a few more, but these are the more important ones. These are acute angles, right angles, obtuse angles, and straight angles. Acute angles. Acute angles are angles that have a measure less than 90 degrees. Like the angles to the side, you can see that each angle measure is less than 90, such as 18 degrees or 88. For some angles, you can visually see that they're smaller. However, this isn't the safest way to choose your answer because usually models aren't drawn to scale. An easy way to remember the term acute is with a small tip. Like this puppy here, it's small and extremely cute, right? The same thing can be said about angles. An acute angle is a cute angle because they are the smallest type. Right angles. A right angle measures 90 degrees exactly. The easiest way to identify a right angle is by looking for the right angle symbol. A right angle symbol looks like a top corner of a square that touches both sides of the angle. These are being pointed to with the red arrows. Obtuse angles. Obtuse angles measure more than 90 degrees. Sometimes you can visually see that the space is much larger than a right angle, but again, you cannot assume an answer like that, so be sure to check for the angle measures first. In order to remember an obtuse angle, I usually see it like a reclining chair, as 90 degrees is sitting up straight, and the further you lean back, you are creating a bigger obtuse angle. Finally, the last type of angle we will talk about today are straight angles. Straight angles are extremely cool, as both rays make a completely straight line, hence the name. A straight angle measures 180 degrees exactly. If you remember, I said a full revolution or a full turn is 360 degrees, so a straight angle is half a revolution since half of 360 equals 180. To help you remember straight angles, you can think of a flat surface, such as a floor or a table. Now it's time to practice what we've learned. Feel free to pause the video and grab a pen, pencil, or paper, or you could just say them out loud. Here's our first angle. I want you to name the type of angle and make sure you use the given angle measures and come up with an answer. Pause the video and take your time coming up with an answer. If you said this was an obtuse angle, you are correct. We see that the angle measures 138 degrees, and we know that it's bigger than 90, so therefore it's obtuse. For this one, I gave you the name of the angle, but I want you to tell me the angle measure, so the degree number. Be sure to use the given symbols. The angle measures 90 degrees. We know that it's a right angle based on the corner symbol, and so right angles always equal 90 degrees. Next one. Again, I want you to look at the angle measure in the image, and I want you to tell me what kind of angle it is. This is a straight angle. We know this because it makes both rays make a completely straight line, and more importantly, it measures to be 180 degrees. Last one. Please identify the type of angle this is. You're right. This is an acute angle since it measures to be 27 degrees, which is much smaller than 90 degrees. You did a fantastic job listening and answering these questions, but you can get even better with more practice. Here I've linked some videos, a worksheet, and a game for you to use. Just click on whatever you would like to do. Here are the sources I used for this presentation. Thank you for watching.